Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. How are you all? I hope you all are doing well. So today you are going to take a class of 8 and that is the textual topic you will learn today. Before telling you the topic, let me clear you the instructions first. So the instructions are listen to your teacher attentively means you have to be very attentive during the class. You should have required stationery, the course book and the workbook. These are important things you have to keep while taking the class. Take a screenshot side by side where needed. Do the assigned home task according to the given instructions. So these are the instructions. So let's see the topic of today. Today's topic is unit number 10 in your textbook, that is ancient myths. The word myths. Myths means traditional stories. And another meaning of myth is false beliefs. In ancient myths, there are different topics. What you will learn today, you will learn reading of the story, The Treasure Thief, and vocabulary, the contextual meaning. And ancient myths is on page number 124 and onward. So the story. Let's start the reading. The Treasure Thief. It's a very fun story, very interesting. I hope you would like the story. During the reign of the Pharaoh, reign means era. During the era of the Pharaoh, Ramses III Egypt prospered and the kingdom grew in wealth. Ramses was one of the pharaohs, means the ruler of the ancient or the old Egypt, and he was the third ruler or the king of Egypt. In his reign, in his era, the country Egypt prospered a lot, means it progressed, and obviously it resulted in growing the wealth of the country. In fact, Ramses became one of the wealthiest pharaohs in Egyptian history. He was one of the wealthiest, means he gathered a lot of wealth for the country. He gathered his treasures of gold, silver, and precious stones together. What was his treasure? Gold, silver, and precious stones like diamonds together, and ordered his master builder. He asked his master builder, whose name was Horemheb, to build a treasure house for him. Why he wanted a treasure house? Because he wanted to keep his treasure under strict custody. Ramses wanted a treasure house built of solid rock. He had some plans for the treasure house. He wanted it very strong. What he wanted? Solid rocks he wanted with thick walls. He wanted the walls so thick, and he wanted a high roof so that no one can easily climb. To prevent anyone from picking hole, if the rocks are solid and the walls are thick, it is not easy to pick hole or climbing into the treasure house to steal his treasure. It means he had a plan to have a very strong treasure house for keeping his treasure inside. Horemheb means the mason, master builder, put all the stone masons means the people who are skilled in working with stone to work, and soon the great treasure house was ready. Finally, according to his wish, the treasure house was ready. When the treasure was placed inside, the doors were locked strictly and sealed with the pharaoh's seal. Means nobody can enter without the pharaoh's permission letter or without the pharaoh's permission, that is in the form of seal. To copy the seal would be punishable by death. Means it was not easy just to copy the seal, because if somebody could do so, he would be punished by death. However, Horemheb, but actually, who wanted to steal the treasure? Horemheb, the master builder himself. Horemheb tricked pharaohs by making an additional secret passage. What he did while constructing the treasure house, he made a secret passage, means entrance, with one of the thick walls to the treasure house. The entrance, the secret passage, the secret door could only be opened by someone who knew where to feel for the hidden spring. Means he attached a device, kind of a spring, that would be felt and maybe give some pressure, that he held the secret doorway shut. And it would open the secret doorway as well as it would shut the secret doorway. Through this entrance, Horemheb slowly added on to his own wealth. He started stealing the wealth, the treasure. However, but he could not add very much for soon because he succumbed to sickness, means he became sick and he died earlier. Before he died, means Horemheb, he told his two sons about the secret entrance, what he had made, and the two brothers exploited their knowledge, means the two brothers, the sons of the Horemheb, they also were taking advantage of the secret passage and they also were stealing the wealth. Soon, though, pharaohs began to realize that his treasures were diminishing, means decreasing. The pharaoh was also very intelligent. He was very curious about his treasure. So he soon realized that there is a lacking, there is some diminishing in my treasure. For he knew the treasures that he had because he had the idea that what he actually had. He very soon realized that it is now less than before. To catch the thieves, Pharaoh ordered the setting up of traps and meshes. What he did, he ordered his servants to set up a trap for catching the thieves. Traps and meshes means like network of wires. When the brothers next entered the treasure house, one of the brothers, got caught in the trap. He could not see the trap and he got caught. Try as he might, the other brother could not free his trapped sibling. The freed brother could not made his trapped brother free, so that what they decided to do. Knowing that he could not be freed, he told his brother to cut off his head so that he would not be recognized and Pharaoh would not be able to go after their family. With great grief in his heart, the second brother did as he was asked, means the freed brother asked the trapped brother to cut off his head so that Pharaoh's servants would not be able to recognize the body of the thief because there would be no head. So they would not come after them, they would not be able to capture them. So that was the plan. They tried to cope with the situation in such a way by sacrificing one of the brother. Okay. The next day, when Pharaoh went to the treasure house, he saw the headless body of the trapped brother. Means the Pharaoh could not come to know about the thief because the body was not with the head. So how could he identify whose body was it? Yet there was no sign of a secret entrance and no way to identify the thief. They could not also find the secret entrance as well as no identification of the thief. So the situation was still the same, confusing. So Pharaoh ordered the body to be hung. What he did not stop. He asked his servants to hang the body outside the palace, means openly hang the body, and station guards, means the guards who are placed to guard the palace there to catch anyone who tried to retrieve the body for burial, who tried to recover the body for burial. Burial means to bury the body. So he asked if someone came to retrieve the body, recover the body, he would be the thief or the partner of the thief. Overcome by sadness, the mother begged her son to retrieve his brother's body. The mother of the two sons was very sad, obviously. The body was of his son. So what she did? She asked his son, the alive son, to retrieve the body of his dead son. Although he tried to dissuade her, convince her due to the danger of getting caught. Means he asked her not to ask for such a demand. But she was adamant, means she was firm, she was not changing her decision, and pleaded, means begged. She begged with him. she made an emotional appeal to his own son. Finally, what he had to do, he had to agree. Finally, he agreed through an elaborate scheme of trickery. Means a lot of details were there. Means he made a great scheme of trickery, and with a clever disguise he changed his attire as an old merchant. He became like an old merchant. Means he hid his identity by being a merchant. The brother diverted the attention of the palace guards. He diverted the attention of the palace guards. Means he made them involved in any other activity by planning some tricks, and retrieved his brother's body. Finally, he recovered his brother's body. Pharaoh was furious to learn of the incident. When Pharaoh came to know about the incident, he was very furious. Means he was very angry. Furious means very angry, extremely angry. But it made him all the more determined to catch the elusive thief. Elusive means difficult to catch, because the thief was still unknown, not clear. Finally, Pharaoh hatched a cunning plan. Means a very clever plan. He hatched means he conspired, he made. He disguised one of his daughters. This time he used his own daughter. He changed the attire of one of his daughters, as a lady from a foreign land, means from another land, who would offer herself for marriage, and she was offering herself for marriage to the man who would tell her the cleverest and most wicked thing he had ever done. Means the man who would prove that he is very cunning, he is very clever, she would get married with. This was the trap he actually planned to catch the thief. Now, what happened? The treasure thief, however, was not fooled. He could not be tricked. He knew immediately, without any delay, he understood what Pharaoh decided to do. At sunset, means when it was dark, he went to see the princess. Means he went to see the princess. He came to see her, but with another plan. What he did, he carried with him the severed arm, means cut off arm and hand of a dead man. Means he carried severed means cut off arms and hand of a dead man. Why he brought these things? Now you will come to know in the next paragraph. He told the princess what he had done. Then he met the princess. He told about his clever acts, that what he had done, how he made other people fool, and she reached out to seize him. She holded his hand, and she came out of the place, and she cried out for the royal attendants, means the servants, to catch the thief. Finally, she came to know that this is the thief who is telling me the story, and she cried out for the attendants to come and capture the thief. When the attendants got into the camp, when they reached to just capture the thief, they were thinking they were just going to capture the thief. The princess was also thinking so. The treasure thief had already slipped away, but he had fled away. He had moved from the camp, leaving the dead man's arm in the prince's hand. Now, this was the reason he brought the severed arm and a hand of a dead man. Upon hearing what happened, Pharaoh realized how clever and bold the treasure thief was. Now, this time, Pharaoh realized the treasure thief is very clever, is very intelligent. This time, he changed his mind. What he now thought, he thought that he was very bold, and that's why the treasure thief was very bold. That's why the Pharaoh declared, instead that he would pardon him, he said, I would pardon you. I'm not gonna capture you. I would pardon you. I will give you, pardon, and reward him if he would serve him faithfully. Means he offered him to be the faithful servant of him. In the end, finally, the treasure thief served the Pharaoh. Means he disclosed his identity. He became the faithful servant of Ramses, and as well as he married the princess. This was the end, because the Pharaoh had realized that he is going to keep a clever and faithful servant who will also add his wealth. So this is the story all about. I think it's really interesting. Difficult words. For example, reign, the period, of rule of a king or a monarch. Pharaoh, the ruler of ancient Egypt, spring and elastic device, succumbed, died from the effect of disease, exploited, derive benefit from, diminishing, make or become less, meshes, a network of wire or thread, go after, pursue someone or something, to capture someone or catch someone or something. Okay, another word, grief. Grief means intense sorrow, much sorrow. Retrieve, to recover or to regain. Disord, as he disordered his mother not to demand the body of his brother. So, disord mean to prevent someone doing something or to prevent someone doing any course of action. Adamant. Adamant means firm, especially firm in decision, not changing the decision. Pleaded, to make an emotional appeal. You are supposed to take the screenshot side by side. Furious, detailed in planning, elusive, furious, extremely angry, elaborate, detailed in planning, elusive, difficult to find or catch, because the thief was really very intelligent, very clever. It was not easy to catch him or to capture him. Hatched, to conspire or to make a plan. Some more words, cunning, tricky or devious, severed, having been cut off, seize, to take hold forcibly. Now, these are the words ended. Now, 20 words I showed you, which I thought are new words or a little difficult words for you. Now, the next is textual answer question. So, level 1, you have different levels in your book. First is level 1. First question of level 1 is, who was Horemheb and what did Pharaoh want him to do? You must know the answer, girls and boys, because now it's very clear and you are also supposed to take the screenshot side by side. Who was Horemheb and what did Pharaoh want him to do? Horemheb was the master builder in the reign of Ramses. The Pharaoh wanted him to build a treasure house. Okay, next is, why did the trapped brother tell his brother to cut off his head? This happened in this story. So, what was the reason behind? The reason was the trapped brother told his brother to cut off his head so that he would not be recognized and Pharaoh would not be able to go after their family. He would not be able to capture the original thief and his or their family. Now, the next question is, what would happen if someone copied the Pharaoh's seal? What was the punishment of copying the seal? If someone copied the Pharaoh's seal, he or she would be punishable by death. Death was the punishment for copying the Pharaoh's seal. Now, the next is, what did Horemheb do to trick Pharaoh? What he did to trick Pharaoh, Horemheb? Horemheb tricked Pharaoh by making an additional secret passage within one of the thick walls of the treasure house. He wanted to steal the treasure. That's why what he did, he made an additional secret passage. Okay, the next one is level 2 questions. The first question is, what do you understand by the sentence? Through this entrance, Horemheb slowly added on to his own wealth. This sentence is telling us that Horemheb was secretly stealing the treasure that caused addition in his personal wealth because he was stealing the treasure. How did the two brothers exploit their knowledge? Here the word exploit, you have to understand. So how did the two brothers exploit their knowledge? They misused their knowledge. The two brothers were also taking wrong benefit of the secret entrance for stealing the treasure. List 3 adjectives you might use to describe Ramses. For each adjective, give a reason for your choice. Careful, as he wanted his wealth in strict protection, means Ramses was a careful king. Another adjective, determined. He was determined because he kept trying to catch the thief. He did not stop doing so. Now, the third one is intelligent, as he decided to hire the thief as his faithful servant. So, these are the three adjectives you can relate to Ramses after reading the story. He was careful, he was determined, and he was intelligent. Okay, the next topic which I told you will learn today is vocabulary. Contextual meaning. What is contextual meaning? Depending on or relating to the circumstances that form the setting for an event, statement, or idea. In English, words have different meanings. For understanding what we are reading, something, if we are reading, for understanding properly, we should know the context of the word, in which context the word is being used there, because that has particular meaning there. So again, depending on or relating to the circumstances, particular situation that form the setting for an event while describing an event, or in the setting of an event, or the statement, particular place, particular situation, particular circumstance while talking about any statement or idea. So this is the definition of contextual meaning, and it is very important to understand the contextual meaning for understanding the story or any of the script properly, because in English there are several words which have different meanings. Some meanings are completely different from each other. Sometimes they are quite close, but sometimes the synonyms are totally different. Then in that situation, you should know which meaning is being used in the sentence. What will tell you? The context will make you understand that which meaning we are talking about. Okay, exercise A, page number 128, TB. TB means the textbook. The exercise A is about 5 words of vocabulary from the text. And then there are 2 meanings for each of the word. But one meaning is correct according to the context. Rean. The word rean is in the beginning of the story, The Treasure Thief. And rean is a verb that means to rule. Rean is a noun that also means the time of someone's rule. Why I have made it blue? Because it means it's a correct answer. Here, the word reign in the story is the noun. That's why you have to take the meaning of the noun, the time of someone's rule. So, reign meaning in this context is the time of someone's rule. Seal. Both the meanings are correct. Seal means a holding material with an individual design. Seal also means as a verb to fasten securely. But here in the story, the word seal is being used as a noun that means a holding material with an individual design. Spring, to jump up suddenly, because it is also a verb and it is also a noun. So in the story, it is being used as a noun. So the correct meaning is a metal coil. Succumbed, summit, or diaphragm. But in the story, the contextual meaning is diaphragm, as Horemheb succumbed to illness and died. Elaborate, involving many details. Elaborate also is a verb to present in details. But here elaborate is an adjective involving many details. So you have to see the contextual meanings of these 5 words as in the story The Treasure Thief. Okay, now another exercise. Many words, this is the next exercise. Many words in English have more than one meaning. Read the following sentences and then select from the words in the brackets the one which most closely matches the meaning of the underlined word as it is used in the sentence. So these are the sentences, and this is actually exercise B. Okay, exercise B, and the page number is 129. Okay, I gather, this is the word that is underlined. I gather you are leaving tomorrow morning. Gather means recollect and understand both. But in this sentence, which meaning is suitable? Recollect. I remember. There is a good chance that they will win a gold medal. Probability and risk. Chance means risk and probability. The meaning of chance in this sentence is clearly probability. Our plan was to split up and search in all the gardens and parks. Here, plan means the layout, or you can say the design, or the sequence to put things or to arrange the things. So, the word plan is giving the meaning of the word layout here. Intention is also the meaning of plan sometimes, but not in this sentence, because you have to see the context of the word, that is the remaining sentence. His skin condition was aggravated by being out in the hot sun. Now, the word aggravated has the meaning of the word worsened. Annoyed also means aggravated, but not in this sentence. Annoyed is suitable. The word worsened is suitable according to the meaning of aggravated in this sentence, as used in this sentence. Okay. Sentence number 5. The company finds itself in a very difficult financial situation right now. The word situation is very common. It has different meanings. Situates is a verb. So location, you can also say, situation means the place of being somewhere. But here the situation word is giving the meaning of circumstances. Got it? Because the context, the kind of the sentence, what kind of talk we are making here is telling you the meaning is circumstances. There must be a fault in the wiring somewhere. So this fault is giving the meaning of defect. There is a defect in the wiring somewhere. Many of our soldiers have received decorations for bravery. Decoration also is associated with the words ornaments, but here what we are talking about medals, because we are talking about bravery. So for bravery, medals are awarded, not ornaments are awarded. But the word decoration also means medals and ornaments, but medals, the word medal here is actually the correct meaning of the word decoration. Number 8. The children made a vain attempt to tidy up their rooms before their parents came home. Now, vain means useless as well. So you can say unsuccessful, but here vain means proud, means they were thinking they have done something very interesting. So they were proud of their attempt. So vain means proud here. So you saw how different words are being used in different or the particular context. Exercise B, verb book, page number 79. In the following pair of words, what do the underlined parts of the words mean? Bilingual, bibed. You can see buy and buy, B-I-B-I. These are the underlined words. Actually, these are the prefixes, and these prefixes are similar. And what does it mean, this prefix? By means to. I think it's very easy for you. You must have learned in science as well about the prefix by. Recurrent, refuel, recurrent. So what does mean? Means again. Quadrangle, quadruple. What is the meaning of quad? Quad means four or fourth. Forerunner, foresight. So fore means before or front. These are the two meanings which are quite similar and close. So another prefix is here by. By means, sorry, not by, bio. Its O is also included. Consider it also under the line, okay? So it's bio, because bi is this one. This is bio. Bio and biography, biology and biography. Bio means life. So these are different prefixes that have particular meanings, and we use them to make new words. Here we are adding by, here we are adding re, quad, for, and bio we are adding for making a word. So prefixes are also very important to learn a language properly, especially to increase your vocabulary. Now the home assignment. Understand the home assignment carefully and take the screenshot side by side as well. Rewrite, which I shared you know the words meaning. Rewrite the shared words meaning and the textual answer questions in the fair copy. Means you will now write that questions and answers in the fair copy as well as the words meaning, which I showed you. Do question number 8, level 2, page number 126, textbook in your own words in the fair copy. This question is about your opinion, that what do you think this situation happened, so why it happened, how do you rate it, how do you take it. So you have to write in your own words after understanding the story, after reading the story, and you will write this answer also in the fair copy when you are doing level 1, and then level 2 you will do this question on your own. Do question number 10. This is from level 3. Only one selected question I'm giving you. That is on page number, that is on page number 127. And page number 10 is by mistake written here. It is 127. And textbook on your own in the fair copy. Okay. Do exercise C, page number 129. Textbook, and exercise D, page number 130, because two of the exercises I have showed you. You have to do that exercises also in your book, but you will do the rest of the exercises of vocabulary. That is exercise C in textbook, page number 129, and exercise D on page number 130. Both are in textbook, and you will do these exercises in the fair copy. What will you do? You will make two columns, one for the sentences or the words, and then you will make another column and you will write the meanings, because both the exercises are about the meanings and you have to take help of from the dictionary for finding out different meanings of the same words. Now the last exercise which I will give you is to exercise A, that is on page number 78 and 79 in the workbook. You will do these two exercises of the vocabulary in the workbook, because there is sufficient space to do these exercises. That's why you will do these exercises in the workbook. So this is your homework which I showed you. Rewrite means you will write, you have seen the slide, you will write the words meaning which I showed you. I think I showed you 20 words, and then the question answers from level 1 and 2 with answers I showed you. Then again this question you will do on your own. I'm giving you to check your understanding this question as well. Question number 10, actually this question is about telling the story, different parts of the story, starting, introduction, and then different parts of the story towards its ending. And then these exercises in your fair copy you will do, and you will also do the exercises which I shown you, the answers I have showed you. You will do the exercises in your book as well, those exercises also. And then this exercise, these two exercises actually, this exercise on these two pages, 78 and 79 in the workbook. Got it? So take very good care of yourself. This is all from my side. The topic is still continued. We will learn the remaining parts of the chapter in the next class. So take care and Allah Hafiz.